I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
So, at the time of me recording this video, it's been 3 days since the fight and I am still not over it. And I wasn't going to do one of these videos because I figured the whole of YouTube is going to be spewing out content around the fight. I was right, but then again, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Subs and views and subs and views. But I genuinely think the best way for me to get over the hype that still exists in my brain and my body because of that fight is to express all my thoughts and feelings around what happened that day on video to you guys. Now, I didn't realize how emotionally invested I was in this fight until the week leading up to it. Like legit, I couldn't sleep the night before. I was tossing and turning. I woke up like 10 times, I'm not even shitting you, about 10 times that night. And then as I woke up, the first thing on my mind was the fight. Myself and the rest of the guys, like the rest of the Sidemen boys, we were a bag of nerves. Like, I can't explain to you how nervous we all were that day. Now, I blame these nerves on the man himself, KSI, JJ, purely because myself and the rest of the guys who were around him actually witnessed how much hard work and dedication and effort this kid put in. I don't know why I call him a kid. I mean, he's like a couple months younger than me. How much hard work and dedication and effort this dude put into preparing for this fight. I've never seen the kid so I said it again. I've never seen the dude so focused on anything in my life, and I know Joe Weller was doing the same on the other side, but being on JJ's side of things and witnessing the training, I mean, we were going out to Austria, we were going out to Russia, and this dude was still getting up at 5 AM to do runs. In Morocco, my man went on his own in Morocco to do a run at like 6 AM before we started shooting at 7 AM. That's the amount of commitment I'm talking about, and that's why we were so nervous, because for him to have bigged himself up and to be so confident before the fight, having dedicated that amount of energy and time and feeling like he'd done all he could to ensure that he won the fight, if he had lost, boy, I don't know what that would have done to him. And like, we teased and bantered with the dude in the 4 months building up to the fight, making jokes about this and that and Joe this and Joe that, just to mess with his head because, you know, we're dickheads. But anyway, it came to fight day, and on that day, we all rolled up suited and booted. JJ asked us to dress smart. Like, I didn't wear a hat. That's how you know I'm dressing smart. When do you ever see these things off my head? Very rarely, only if I'm playing football or some shit. And look how shiny my shoes were. Like, you could see the future in this. Maybe that's how JJ predicted his 3rd round victory. Anyway, I dressed smart. I've got this suit of bandana patterns because for some reason JJ has had a bandana glued to his head for the last 8 months of his life, maybe more. Like, him and the bandanas are inseparable. The dude even wore the thing under his headguard in the fight. I couldn't believe it when he took off the headguard and the bandana was there still. Incredible. Incredible. Anyway, I got this suit of bandana patterns because I figured, hey, that's a good way to show my support of JJ. Don't know if that makes any sense. But everyone that I spoke to that day was like, Toby, you look like James Bond.
You look like the new James Bond, man. You're killing it.
I said, what? Ain't never been a black James Bond. Yeah, we should fix that. I'm not even shitting you, like 50 people said that to me. That's not even an exaggeration. Anyway, I went into JJ's dressing room before the fight and I was like, yo, dude, you got this. I believe in you. I'm confident in you. Your team's confident in you. The boys are confident in you. You go do this. And I showed him the bandana pattern suit and he was like, oh, wavy. And he laughed at me. He laughs at everything. Doesn't stop laughing. Except during the fight where he looked very serious. Scarily serious. Now, my biggest fear in the build up to this fight was that JJ was overconfident. I thought that he was underestimating how much time and effort Joe had put into his side of preparation. I also thought he was banking on Joe's knee injury to have stopped him from training fitness-wise in terms of like cardio and stuff. Like, he couldn't run because of the knee injury. And yeah, I thought he would go in so confident that he'd be stupid or prone to mistakes, prone to just like not focusing. So yeah, my main worry was his overconfidence. I mean, when you talk yourself up the way someone like JJ did, you're only really setting yourself up to be like ripped into if you fail. So failure is not an option when you talk yourself up that much. You get me? I mean, if it was me, bruv, I'm playing the underdog card. I'm being quiet. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Maybe. And then bang, I surprise you on the day. or I lose and fail, but we won't talk about that. So yeah, that was my main worry, but JJ's trainers assured me that they wouldn't let him speak the way he was speaking if they didn't think he could back it up. And they were like 99% certain that he would back it up. And I say 99% because nothing's guaranteed. Man could have tripped on the way to the ring walk and hit his head and then gone in slightly concussed and then bang, knocked out first round. Who knows? So it got to fight time, and this is when the nerves like hit their peak. Because like I said, nothing's guaranteed. Even though we believed in JJ, we knew he could do it. None of us really knew, like, you can't tell what happened on the other side. We knew Joe had been training. We knew he was training very hard. We knew he dedicated his whole life to it. By the way, I do not have a problem with Joe. I have nothing but love and respect for the guy, especially after that fight. But obviously, JJ's my boy. I have to back him. We didn't know exactly what Joe had worked on, exactly what he'd been training. We didn't know how good he was. Like, that was all a complete myth to us. So that was where the fear was coming from. It wasn't a lack of confidence in JJ's ability, but more so a lack of knowledge as to what Joe was able to do. Do you know what I mean? Now, when I tell you we were nervous, I looked at Harry was like shaking. He was shaking his head at me. He was just like, no. I looked over at Simon. Simon's there saying prayers. I've never seen this boy pray in my life. Do you know what I mean? That's when I deeped how nervous we all were collectively and how much this was gonna affect us all. So I said my prayers, and then it began. Now, for those of you who watched the stream at home, it's so embarrassing for me to watch back because I didn't realize I was doing this at the time. But all I can hear is myself and Josh shouting and screaming words of encouragement at JJ.
These guys are matched at this point. Look at,
I think JJ with the head movement coming forward still though.
I'm constantly telling the dude to put his hands up. I don't know anything about boxing, by the way. I'm not claiming to. But I'm telling him to put his hands up because I'm pretty sure you have to defend yourself. My man was like, hands down here. Like, your face is up here. Protect it, bruh. But his hands were down the whole time. So I'm there screaming at JJ, hands up, hands up. And then Josh is next to me screaming, focus, focus.
look at Joe as well.
I don't know why he's screaming focus, but for the whole fight, it's just us two screaming hands up and focus, and you can go and watch that back now, and it's really embarrassing for me, but like, I didn't realize that was happening at the time. Apparently I kept getting up out of my seat as well. I didn't realize that was happening. It's like I was on autopilot. But yeah, first round, JJ came out swinging. You could see the determination in his face. He was going for Joe. Joe wasn't really hitting back. I think his plan was to kind of soak up the hits and tire JJ out. But this is where I think Joe lost the fight. And like I said, I don't know anything about boxing, so I'm not trying to be a boxing pundit or an analyst or whatever. But I think Joe underestimated the amount of work JJ had put into developing his stamina. That kid wasn't going to tire out. And the determination in his head as well, like, he wasn't going to tire out. No way. I think by Joe standing back and letting JJ take hits at him, he kind of tired himself out, because taking hits takes a toll on your energy as well. You know, there's only so much your body can take of getting bangs to the head. I'd imagine anyway. Like I said, I don't know anything about boxing, never been in a fight. That's not me. Nope. So yeah, maybe if Joe had come out swinging a little bit earlier, maybe there would have been a different outcome to the fight. Who's to know? But I have to give it to Joe because JJ's a powerful guy. The hits that he was taking in the first round, boy, I would have been gone with one. I ain't got no chin. You might as well Photoshop this bit out. Just have lips and nose, because that's pretty much all my face is. Anyway, I think Joe's game plan is where he possibly lost the fight. Because when he swung for JJ, and he did hit JJ a couple times, it looked scary. Like, it looked scarily powerful, and you could tell how much like power he developed in the build up to the fight. So maybe if you had come out swinging a little bit earlier, there would have been a different outcome. But that didn't happen, like you guys know. And in the third round, JJ started connecting with some really good shots. I think there was an uppercut that really just kind of sped up the process. And eventually the referee stopped the fight, and that is when the emotions just spilled everywhere. I don't remember this happening, but we all dashed into the ring, and that wasn't pre-planned. That wasn't us going, oh, if JJ wins the fight, we're all gonna run into the ring and celebrate around him. That was literally just, it was like relief and excitement and just all the emotions that come with what happened just spilling out everywhere. And we dashed into the ring and we celebrated with JJ. And watching it back, I have to apologize because I have to apologize to Joe and his team, because like, we were kind of in his face, and that wasn't our intention. Our intention wasn't to show disrespect, and I can see how that would have been disrespectful And like I said, Joe, that wasn't our intention, so I apologize if you felt disrespected by that. I did go over to Joe and speak to him. I told him to keep his head. I don't know how much you heard of this, Joe, but I did say, keep your head up. You got nothing to be ashamed of, because we could see the work that you put in. You know what I mean? Like, I could appreciate that. Even having the guts to step into that ring in front of that many people watching live and online, like, kudos to you, and kudos to everyone who stepped into the ring that day, because like I said, that's not me, but you lot did it, so I rate you and I respect you for that forever. We could see that you gave it 100%. Even when you was taking them hits, you weren't going to stop it. If the ref didn't stop it, you would have carried on going. If it took you getting knocked out for you to stop, you'd have carried on going until you were on the canvas, and I respect you so much for that. So yeah, even now, I'm going to say it again, you got nothing to be ashamed of, Joe. You gave it your all, and everyone knows that. People on JJ's side know that. People on your side know that. Your family and friends are all proud of you, and your fellow influencers are proud of you both you and JJ, because you lot raised the bar. Like, the numbers you guys did, incredible, incredible. Stuff like that, you got the whole world taking notice of us little guys. Again, I say us little guys. Traditional media still looks down on YouTubers and influencers and like the whole social networking age, but like, we're really here and we're really a force, and it sounds cheesy, but you lot made a big move for us all, so kudos to you. Thank you guys. What the f? The best thing for me at the end of that fight was seeing JJ and Joe share like a mutual respect for each other and embrace and like congratulate each other, because this isn't like your normal YouTube drama. This is genuine bad blood that you lot just witnessed get sorted out in the ring. Like, I cannot express to you how real that was. The press conference that happened, the upload, that shit's not planned. No disrespect to JJ and Joe. There's no way those two can act that well. I know JJ's been in the movie and whatever, but there is no way those two can act that well. They genuinely had bad blood, and they genuinely went into a ring to settle it like men. Yes, there's a huge publicity thing behind it, and yes, they gain numbers from it and whatever, but literally, they're still just doing their jobs at the end of the day. They're still just trying to entertain you while settling what was real beef. So to see them show that respect at the end, that was good for me, someone who knows how genuine like their beef was. And then let's talk about JJ's speech, because it's JJ. You know what? He's not a bad guy, but he's not good at speaking. JJ, you suck at speaking. Like, you need help, bro. He's very bad at articulating himself. My man went from trying to correct his what he knows was an error, using mental health to taunt Joe. My man tried to correct that at the end of the fight by showing Joe as an example of someone who's coming out on top against mental illness. But he changed the subject so quick that no one even gets to take that in. My man went straight to talking about himself as as a musician, and I mean, fair play, because all his life people have been telling him he can't do shit, and he's had to prove them wrong, and he's done it again. But you need to work on your delivery, JJ, so people can understand and appreciate what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? Because I know, but they don't know. So fix up. I mean, regardless of what he said in the arena after that fight, there were going to be people that got in his case purely because they don't like him. It's the internet. But yeah, I'm just glad it's all over. As for his comments about another YouTube fight, nope. Please, I don't need to go through that again. We don't need to go through that again. That's too much stress. I don't know how boxers' families do it. I don't know. I really don't. I'm glad I'm getting to say this to all of you lot, because I need to just let all of this go. It's still just fresh in my head. You should see how many videos I watched after the fight, about the fight. To those influencers and YouTubers who were on the undercard and fought, kudos to you all for stepping in the ring once more. Like I said, that's not me, but you did it, and we're proud of you all. And shout out my guy Mike Fox, who proposed to his girl Abby, and she said yes. And I joked about overseeing like the wedding, and then Mike actually came over to me and asked me to oversee the, how do you describe it? He asked me to be the man that made them read their vows, okay? I can't find the words right now. I'm still excited, okay? But I said to him, if he gets 50,000 likes on a video where he tells people that he wants me to do this, then I would do it. Yeah, if you want to see me wearing a suit again, you know what to do. I think that's all I have to say about the fight, and now I can wash my hands of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, because you lot make all of these things possible, all these events. We can't do that shit without you. That's all you guys, and that was an amazing and hopefully once in a lifetime experience, JJ. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing like my thoughts and feelings on it all. And I'm done here. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Let me know why in the comments so I can try and improve, and I'll talk to you in a bizzle. Peace.